Good morning everyone, and welcome to this week's video blog from the Principal's Office at GEMS Wellington Academy, Al Kale. If you're a regular viewer to these, my apologies that I didn't post a video last week. As I think I've explained once before, Mr. Webber, who's on the other side of this camera, only has one slot on a Thursday morning where we can fit this in, and a meeting that I was at last week off-site overran and I didn't get back in time to catch my slot. But I'm here again this week and happy to be reporting back. Before I talk about the Spring Fair, which happened last week and which I want to talk about again, before I forget, I just want to make sure I mention our under-16 girls netball team who won their league this week, which is fantastic. Really just goes to show how much progress we're making as a sporting school. So we're getting a lot more success now than we did last year. And in that context, I'd also like to mention our aquathlon team. Now, if you don't know what aquathlon is, and I didn't really know that until a couple of days ago, aquathlon is a combination of running and swimming, and we have both a primary and secondary team. So that competition finished this week. Our primary team finished third in their league out of 9 schools, I think, so they didn't quite get promotion to the next league, but they've come very close, so well done to them. Our secondary team, however, were second out of 8 teams. So they do get promotion, and as they were in the second division this year, they're going to be in the first division next year. So that's fantastic. So that's WEC competing with all the best schools in Dubai in aquathlon. And I just do want to, apart from my general praise for the PE team, you know, I'm often singing the praises of our PE team. I do want to particularly mention Kyle and Gabby, our 2 swim coaches who've been with us about a year now, and we really are beginning to see the effect of having specialist swim coaches in our PE department. And swimming is very popular, so aquathlon now also becoming popular. And also, I can't remember whether I mentioned this before, but I'll throw it in here anyway, John Lucas and Steve Ashby, who've done a fantastic job really encouraging our upper primary pupils to get involved in triathlon, and you've seen quite a few pictures of that on our website of events that they've been in. And I want to thank Steve and John for the time they've given up at weekends after school in training our kids and getting them to these competitions. So I just wanted to throw that in before I go on, but I do want to go back to the Spring Fair because it is our sort of big event of the year, and it's our kind of big community event. You know, we have a bit of a problem with community in this school because we don't really live in one. The school currently is a little bit in the middle of nowhere. When you look out the school, you see quite a lot of desert. And of course, parents like to feel that their school is part of a community. And of course it will be, because we know that Dubai Hills is well on the way to being completed, and the landscape around the school is already changing quite rapidly. So we really rely on our community of people rather than our physical community, if you like. So it was great to see so many students and parents from across all the age groups coming together at that Spring Fair and really having a great day. Great to see Pretty Malik and Big Rossi, who many of you will know from the Virgin Breakfast show. They were here having a great time. I want to thank all my colleagues who volunteered to get dunked. I think that goes above and beyond the call of duty. I don't know quite why so many members of the leadership team seem so popular, and Pretty Malik did ask me why so many students seem to be queuing up to dunk me in the water, and I said, well, I'm the principal, what do you expect? But I do like to thank them. But it was a great day, and I know that we've made money for that. We've made money for charity, and we'll also put some of that money towards future events. And I do want to thank the PTA. So Mr. Matthews and I did take them out to Lime Tree. We had coffee and cakes in Lime Tree earlier this week as a thank you. And we were talking about developing the PTA. I was rather hoping I might be able to persuade 1 or 2 of them to come onto my video blog this morning, but they seem terribly shy about that. But nonetheless, I do want to thank them, but also to kind of encourage you, if you're a parent watching this, to see whether you could contribute to our PTA. We think it might help perhaps if we're clearer about what we're looking for in terms of PTA members. I think perhaps some parents are put off because they think they're going to be asked to make a massive commitment, which is going to take up a lot of their time. It doesn't really mean that. Any time you can give to help out with events and things will be very welcome. But Heatner and the other members of the PTA are going to find a way of a simple kind of fact sheet about being in the PTA to see if we can get more parents involved in these events to help out. So there were only about 6 or 7 parents involved in the organisation of this. I've already mentioned also the fantastic support given by our facilities team here, without which it wouldn't have been able to happen. So I really do want to stress the importance of the WEC community. We really feel we are a community and it's got stronger, but I really want to thank the PTA and thank you all for coming, because if people don't come, we don't make the money, which was part of the reason for doing it. So that's the PTA, that's the Spring Fair, and that's that community idea. So I want to kind of leave you with that thought for this week. We have one particular event this week, which I'll just mention before I go. So we have a WEC first this evening. So this evening it's our first ever Year 11 prom. So our Year 11 students are going to be coming with their friends, partners. Quite a lot of staff are going. Over 30 staff will be attending that as well. It has a Hollywood theme, so we're going to have lots of fantastic dressing up and glitz and glamour at the Fairmont Hotel later on tonight. So I'm really looking forward to that. Well done to our Year 11 students. They've done all the organisation for this, very ably supported by Ms. Rochford and Ms. Palava, who's also been advising them, but it really is the Year 11s themselves. So I hope that all passes well. I say it's a milestone in the history of the school, which we're really looking forward to. So there we are, that's a catch up for this week. Thank you again for watching, and as ever I wish you a great weekend, and I look forward to talking to you next week on what will be the last Thursday of this term. Thanks very much. Bye bye.